नमस्ते प्रणाम गीता ध्यानम। ओम पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम्। O Bhagavad Gita, with which Lord Narayana himself gave enlightenment to Partha. The ancient sage Vyasa included it in the Mahabharata. O Goddess, showerer of the nectar-like knowledge of non-dualism contained in your 18 chapters, O my affectionate mother, the destroyer of rebirth, I meditate upon thee. Krishna Vandana. वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्. Son of Vasudeva, the slayer of Kansa and Chanur, extreme delight for Mother Devaki, O Lord Krishna, the supreme teacher of the universe, my salutations to you. Srimad Bhagavad Gita, and in this 12th adhyay of the Bhakti Yoga, Sri Krishna is telling us those qualities, attributes of the devotees which make the devotee beloved of the Lord. And he has he has rather given us such a strong teaching of what we should try to be. All those qualities and attributes that Krishna wants us to pick up, to build up and become a beloved devotee of the Lord. A devotee who is so beloved of the Lord. And last two teachings of Sri Krishna told us about how we should be masters not only of our senses and mind but also of our emotions. The harsha amarsha bhayo dvegaihi, harsha amarsha bhaya udvega, all these, the expressions of joy, anger, fear, anxiety, all these expressions, we should be free from these kind of emotional outbursts. And then in the previous shloka, Sri Krishna told us to become anapeksha shuchir daksha udasino gatavyatha. Anapeksha, no wants, no desires, no expectations. Anapeksha. Shuchihi, the purest of the pure. Let us become pure with our mind, word and deed. Let us be pure. Let us imbibe that purity. Shuchihi. Let us be alert. Let us be extremely prompt in handling the crisis that comes to us, in handling the difficult moments that come to us. Fine, the difficult moments Lord gives us, but then Lord also gives us the alertness, the promptness. We should be able to make use of it to handle all those kind of crises, the critical moments. And udasina, we should be unconcerned. Whatever happens, we should not be bothered about anything. Neither we should bother anybody, nor anybody should be able to bother us. We should be udasina, the unconcerned, and gatavyatha. Gatavyatha is untroubled. Nothing, negative happening in my life is going to put me under vyatha. Put me under stress, put me under trouble, put me under distress. That is not going to happen. Anything happening in my life, it is the Lord's blessing. It is the Lord's grace. So, gatam vyatha. No more vyatha, no more sorrow, no more sinking in the heart, no more distress. And then, śubhāśubhaparityāgī. The renouncing all the undertakings. Sarva arambha parityagi. Whichever thing comes to us, I am going to renounce my ownership of it. Whatever work I have to do, whatever undertaking comes to my fold, it is the Lord's work, it is the Lord's undertaking. I am renouncing my ownership of doing that work. And when we build up on these 5 qualities mentioned in the 16th shloka. Anapeksha, Shuchi, Daksha, Udasina, Gatavyatha, and 6 qualities in fact. And Sarvarambha Parityāgī. Then such a devotee, Shri Krishna says, Yaha mad bhaktaha sa me priyaḥ. That devotee is most beloved of mine. So this is what Shri Krishna taught us in that 16th shloka. Today we will read the 17th shloka. Again, the 17th shloka is kind of a repetition, because this is what actually is makes a person more devoted to the Lord. These qualities, they may be repeated. Krishna says, Yo na hṛṣyati na dveṣṭi, na śocati na kāṅkṣati, śubhāśubhaparityāgī, bhaktimānyaḥ same priyaḥ. Again, Shri Krishna is telling, one who doesn't, who neither rejoices, na hṛṣyati. Hṛṣya is rejoicing, expressing our extreme joy. One who doesn't express the joys and happiness and pleasures, the pleasant things happening in his life. One who doesn't express those emotions. Na hṛṣyati, na dveṣṭi. One who does not hate anybody. Now, again and again, you see, these qualities, they are really important, and that is why important to take us forward on the spiritual path. And therefore, Shri Krishna again and again is harping upon this. Na hṛṣyati. Let us not start jumping up and down the moment something good happens to us. Something comes out as per our expectation. Let us not get onto that 7th heaven or 9th heaven or 7th cloud or whatever they say. Let us not get into that state of expressing our extreme joy, extreme happiness. Be cool. Chill. That's what Sri Krishna says. Yo na hṛṣyati, one who does not rejoice. Na dveṣṭi, one who does not hate anybody. Again, Sri Krishna is bringing out that element of hatred, jealousy, and all those negative emotions we express about others. Not even, we may not express, but we hold them in our heart of hearts. The hatred. We have hatred for so many people, isn't it? We hate so many people, not only within family, outside, those who come in our circle, or those who come in our life. Quite a lot of people, we hate them. Shri Krishna said, get rid of this the attribute, get rid of this quality of hating anybody. Na dveṣṭi, na śocati. One who does not grieve, one who does not keep crying, what is my life? What is, oh, I am good for nothing. Na śocati. There is no need to grieve for anything. There is no need to feel sorrow for any mishap. There is no need to feel distressed if something doesn't go as per our expectations. Na śocati and na kāṅkṣati. One who does not desire of anything. Who does not, like that anapeksha. Who does not want anything. Here, who does not desire anything. Na kāṅkṣati. I don't have any akanksha for that matter. That stage. Sri Krishna says, when the devotee comes, he who na hṛṣyati, does not rejoice, does not hate, does not grieve, and does not desire anything. śubhāśubhaparityāgī, again renouncing what? Renouncing the good and evil. Renouncing the auspicious and inauspicious, unauspicious. In fact, the literal translation of Shubha and Ashubha would be auspicious and unauspicious or inauspicious. I don't remember exactly which word is opposite of auspicious, but it is also generally considered as good or evil. So, one who has renounced the concept of good and evil, for that matter, everything is good, everything is evil. And it depends upon our perspective. And it is so very relative, the good and evil. The good and bad is so very relative terminology. From which standpoint we are looking at it, that determines whether the thing is good or bad. So, any happening in our life. Supposing I get a very good job with a very good salary, and we suddenly say, oh, such a wonderful thing, such a good thing to happen, such an auspicious thing to happen, such a wonderful thing to happen. But if I realize that that job is not an easy one, the job is going to bring me such a great amount of stress, and I get stressed while doing the job. I get disheartened while, after taking up the job. I'm just troubled. The work pressure, the work atmosphere, and then people suddenly start saying, oh my God, such a poor fellow. When got the job with a good salary, with good perks, and with good all the benefits, everybody was saying such a wonderful thing to happen. But after seeing me in that stressful condition, after taking up that job, now people are saying, oh my God, poor fellow. So good and bad is always a relative term, from which standpoint we look at it. And therefore Sri Krishna says, there is nothing good and bad in this world for that matter. Or for that matter, if you are looking at it that way, everything is good, everything is bad. So why trouble our minds over it? And therefore Sri Krishna says that śubhāśubhaparityāgī. Renounce that idea of good and bad from your mind. Renounce that idea of good and evil. A stage comes when we reach that stage on the path of spirituality. We cross over the limit of good, bad. We cross over the limit of holy and unholy. We cross over the limit of auspiciousness and inauspiciousness. So Sri Krishna says, such a person, bhaktimānyaḥ same priyaḥ. Such a devotee is so very dear to me. So that is Sri Krishna's teaching. Again, a kind of repetition, a kind of refresher course of the ideal qualities of the devotee who is Lord's beloved, whom Lords love most. The worldly people rejoice obtaining things pleasing to the senses. That is what the prayers do. They are always chasing after the things to gain the worldly pleasures, to gain those, to satisfy the pleasures of their senses. But the lover of God does not behave that way. They hate them who create unwanted situations. But the devotee pays no heed to bad people and unpleasant situations. So there is no excessive rejoicement. There is no expression of excessive joy, happiness, pleasures. No show off of the emotions. No hṛṣyati. No show off of the negative emotions. And not only that, not holding grudge against anybody. Not dveṣṭi. Then again the emotional outbursts. No śocati. There is no grief, there is no crying, there is no, I am gone. What is going to happen to me? Nothing of that sort. No śocati. And they don't desire anything. No kāṅkṣati. Now, he does not grieve when he is deprived of worldly possessions, nor does he desire to procure them for his personal enjoyment. There is no desire, there is no grief, nothing. His intense devotion to the Lord admits no other desire in his hearts. Now on this, I remember Holy Mother Sharda Devi, Sri Sharda Devi's teaching. She says that of course one should not have any desire. Only becoming desireless. You become desireless, instantly you will get liberation. She used to tell her disciples and devotees. But love for God, desire for love for God is not a desire. Desire to renounce everything for the sake of God is not a desire. That is far away. Desire in terms of attaining worldly enjoyments, of gaining worldly enjoyments. That is the desire. And that desire has to be shunned. And that's what Sri Krishna says. Na kāṅkṣati. He is free from the notions of good and evil as an innocent baby is. Now, śubhāśubhaparityāgī, a small baby. Small baby does not have any concept, idea of this is good, this is evil. if a small child, if a small infant sitting, we take that infant in to the shrine, and if that child defecates, or if that child urinates in the shrine, now what happens? Our reaction, oh, what a dirty thing the child has done. That is our reaction. Yes, we have that concept. But the child is so innocent. The child doesn't know that it is bad. It is such a dirty thing that it has done. The concept of cleanliness and dirtiness is also not there in the mind of the child. The concept of purity, impurity is not there in the mind of child. The concept of good and evil is not there in the mind of child, which is so guileless, which is so innocent. And when we start walking on the path of spirituality, when we take up this path of devotion, a stage comes where the devotee actually gets free from all these concepts of good and evil, purity and impurity. And then such a person, such a devotee, when is freed from śubhāśubhaparityāgī, then Krishna says, Yah me bhaktimānyaḥ sami priyaḥ. That great devotee, bhaktimānyaḥ, Sri Krishna has mentioned that devotee having these qualities as bhaktimānyaḥ. That devotee full of devotion is extremely dear to me. So this is the 17th shloka. Let us just briefly capture Sri Ramakrishna's teaching on this. Sri Ramakrishna says, God's presence cannot be felt in that heart which is given to attachment, aversion and fear. The same qualities that Sri Krishna has spoken of. Sri Ramakrishna says that wherever you find these three qualities, attachment, aversion and fear, in such hearts, God can never be felt. So in order to feel the presence of God in our hearts, in order to become one with the Lord, in order to become a beloved of the Lord, we have to get rid of our attachment. Attachment to all things worldly, not only from enjoyment point of view. All the worldly attachments we have to shun. Because nothing belongs to us. Everything is Lord's. I am Lord's. Everything is mine. So, I am there in everything. Why should I have a separate attachment for all those worldly things? Free from attachment and free from aversion, Sri Ramakrishna says. No dveṣṭi, no hatred, no grudge, no jealousy, no ill feeling. Absolutely. Why should I have? Because nobody is a stranger. Holy Mother has said, nobody, if you want peace of mind, don't find fault with others. And then her next advice to that devotee, that was the last part of her last advice, that no one is a stranger, my child. The whole world is your own. So why have aversion for anybody? Why have hatred for anybody? Why have grudge for anybody in our mind and hearts? Let us be free from it. And it is only then, when we do not have ill feelings for others in our heart, we really start enjoying being the true devotees. We really start enjoying the life then. And freedom from fear. That's what Sri Ramakrishna says. And Sri Krishna has also told us that we should be free from fear. Gatavyataha, and he had told in terms of fear, he had used the word hṛṣyati bhayodvega, bhaya, mukta from bhaya. So Sri Ramakrishna also says, have no attachment, have no aversion, have no fear, and only then you will become one with the Lord. So again, let us focus on this 6 qualities which are the prime most to become a bhaktimānyaḥ, a devotee filled with devotion, to be the beloved of the Lord. That यो न हृष्यति न द्वेष्टि न शोचति न काङ्क्षति शुभाशुभपरित्यागी भक्तिमान्यः समे प्रियः। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। श्री कृष्णार्पणमस्तु। जय श्री रामकृष्ण, जय ठाकुर, जय मां, जय स्वामी जी।